All right, folks, once again, good afternoon to you all. Appreciate seeing you all this evening. My name is Kennedy Wells, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Mayor's Racial Justice and Equity Commission. I've been with the commission since 2022. I work for a company here in town called Associations International. I've been with them about 12 years. The reason why I came on board with the Racial Justice and Equity Commission was as a lifelong Lexingtonian. I did move away for a little while, but basically the gist of my life has been here in Lexington, Kentucky, and I've always admired and cherished my time as a Lexingtonian. This place nurtured me, so obviously I want to see Lexington be the best that it can absolutely be, and I want to be actively engaged in the betterment of Lexington. That's kind of the reason why I came on board with the RJAC, and I appreciate the mayor giving me that opportunity. I do want to say thank you to the Whitaker YMCA. We got some of the staff here. Amber, if you want to just wave your hand. Brad, who is not with us this evening, but definitely want to acknowledge him as well. And I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Vice President of Community Impact, Jessica Berry. I appreciate, wave your hand, Jessica. I appreciate her support as well. But as far as the purpose for today's listening session, for us as the Mayor's Racial Justice and Equity Commission, we're here to hear from our community on ways we can carry out the purpose of the commission. That purpose is to provide leadership and guidance to LFUCG agencies on racial justice and equity, and to improve the quality of life for all Lexingtonians. That guidance comes in the form of identification of disparities that exist, making recommendations to the mayor's office, and the requisite follow-up to ensure that those recommendations lead to implementation of solutions. This is your opportunity to be seen and be heard. At this time, I am going to bring up the Honorable Mayor, Linda Gordon, for her greetings and remarks. Mayor Gordon.
Thank you very much, Kennedy. Good evening, everyone. I have just a couple remarks. First of all, is thank you for coming. We think there's great importance in having these listening sessions, because otherwise we don't know what the public is thinking, and I think this is the second one we've had, and we try to space them out in the city so that everybody has an opportunity to get. So just a couple of things. Back in 2020, you remember 2020, if you were here. It was a tumultuous time with pandemic. We hadn't had a pandemic in 100 years. And then we had lots of what I would call racial justice unrest. And for me, that came across as a plea for help and change. It really impacted me greatly. And so I thought, well, now what are we gonna do here? Because we had Breonna Taylor, we had George Floyd, and people were wanting change. And so in listening to that and thinking about that, I created the original Mayor's Commission on Racial Justice and Equality is what it was called. And we had 70 of our residents who went to work with a mission to make recommendations to me. And we had several areas. They included things like health care, health disparities, food, all kinds of things. And they came back with 54 recommendations. And so I wanted to tell you, in case you weren't here then or haven't heard the updates, some of them were about One Lexington. If you're familiar with One Lexington, you know they are working really hard on youth violence and have made tremendous strides along with partners in the community, police. It's a great effort. The mobile food market, which now goes to many, many locations in the community where there are no groceries. They set a record. I think they had 130,000. Where's Sierra? Are you here? Sierra's out there. 130,000 or so dollars worth of sales of food in this mobile market that goes through the neighborhood. The clean slate expungement clinics. We just had our 8th one since 2020. This is a really good thing because not only do people get their low-level offenses expunged off of their records, they go right to a job and get job interviews. The sense of place work that we are doing to honor and preserve our rural Black hamlets, changes in job training and policing initiatives. It's all kinds of things that came out of that commission. And one of the recommendations was to form a permanent commission. So we have our Racial Justice and Equity Commission, and some of the members are here. And thank you again for serving. It really means a lot to our community. So again, thank you for coming. This is important. We want to hear your ideas and your feedback. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Gordon. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge, and I know one of the names has already been mentioned, but I definitely wanted to acknowledge Sierra Coleman and Brandis Beaumont, who are out in the lobby. They greeted you. Sierra is the opportunity officer for LFUCG, and Brandis is her administrator. Yeah, there she is. Raise your hand, Sierra. And Brandis is her administrative specialist in that office. So just appreciate them for all their hard work and their support of the commission. At this time, I'm going to have the RGEC members that are present. I'm going to have them come one at a time and introduce themselves. They'll give their name, maybe where they work, and then why they join or engage with the commission. We'll start with Stephanie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Samantha Castro. I work for Tennell Spangler Walsh and Associates. I'm a local city planner and urban designer, and so I care greatly about how our city is made up and what we look like and who we represent when we build and design places for people.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Conlon. I work in the agricultural sector. I manage a thoroughbred farm on the west side of Lexington. I'm also a proud graduate of Morton Middle School and Case Creek High School, and I've got 3 brothers and parents that still live in the community. And when given the opportunity, I thought it would be a well-invested effort in my time and resources to help better the community of Lexington, given my diverse background.
Good evening. My name is Charlotte Gurley, and this is my 2nd term on the commission. I have given the Lexington Fayette Urban County government 43 years of my life, full-time and part-time, and I wanted to continue to serve this wonderful city. That's why I'm really happy that I was asked to be on this commission. I do a lot of as a matter of fact, I was the chair of our subcommittee of affordable housing, which I'm really passionate. I'm really involved with the affordable housing. And I am a United States Army vet.
Hello, good evening. My name is Alex Garcia. I am an attorney here in Lexington. I'm also an officer in the United States Army Reserve and a veteran. I joined the commission because I truly believe in equity and justice for all in our community. 2 major things in my life. I grew up in East Los Angeles, born and raised, and to immigrant parents. And so opportunity and equity have been a big theme in my life. And I want to thank you all for being here and being champions yourselves for that cause. Thank you.
First of all, quick apology. I don't know why I had Stephanie on my mind. See, that was not Stephanie, that was Samantha. Apologies for that. At this time, just to preface the start of the listening session, sign up is required to speak. You will have 3 minutes. If at the end of the time here this evening, if you do want to speak again, you will have the opportunity once everyone has gone to come up and have an additional 3 minutes. The commissioners present will be taking notes. This is a note-taking, listening process. It is not the goal of the commissioners to answer questions in this forum. Once again, it is a listening session. We're here to see you and hear you as a fellow citizen here in Lexington. There is an opportunity to express concerns online. So if you do have a question about that, we're here to answer that after the session has concluded. There also are color-coded index cards on the table as you walked in. Those are available for comments in the event you choose not to speak publicly. So that's kind of the marching orders for our session this evening. And at this time, we'll open up the mic for the first individual that wants to speak. And please do not be shy. If you have comments to make, you have 3 minutes, and that time starts right now. Kamon? Terry?
Yeah, that's me. I'll just put it down in case I need to. I don't have anything right now.
Jessica?
I wasn't planning or expecting to.
Turn around.
There we go. Maybe I didn't want to turn. I'm talking to you all? All right. I wasn't planning or expecting to speak, but I will say, as a lifelong resident of Lexington, I grew up in Lexington. I went to Lindley, Leestown, and Bryan Station High School. Also went to the University of Kentucky. I am excited that you are hosting these forums to hear back from community members, and I hope that more of our community members will come up and speak. I'm also excited that the YMCA of Central Kentucky is involved in this opportunity to help inform. I will first say my passion is around reaching and teaching our youth before we have to think about violence prevention and those kind of things. So if we think about the academic achievement gap that we see specifically in students of color, figuring out as a city, as a community, as a school system, how we better support students who are English language learners, who are coming from poverty, who have their own trauma at home, will start our path to racial justice, racial equity, and racial equality. And so my comment to you is, how do we as a community come together to support our youth as they are growing up before we have to stop them from getting into the criminal justice system when they are adults? And it takes all of us. It takes the community, the Y, Fayette County Public Schools, the city of Lexington, parents, relatives, all of us to come together to support our students, our families, and our community.
John Wilson?
I didn't have a comment, thank you.
Anyone else want to make a comment? This is your time.
Stand up now, man. Hello, my name is Terry Sunday. I'm originally from Lynch, Kentucky. I've been in Lexington since the late 80s when I came here to go to college. And looking at the little flyer, I remember saying something about housing and gentrification. And I just wanted to put out to this commission. I've traveled to several cities around United States and the South especially, if we could have some more historical markers around black neighborhoods and things, and the importance of these neighborhoods and maybe some history around these neighborhoods, some people that, live there and what they provided to this community. And I don't know how much the city can help with this. Maybe have some tours and stuff and educate people on these black neighborhoods. I know we still have like Crawl Town Day and West End Day a little bit, but I don't think the public as a whole understand the importance of these neighborhoods. So I was just wanting to put that out there.
Good evening. My name is Will Manus. I'm an employee here at the Whitaker Family YMCA. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. I've been down here for roughly 10 years now. I would say as a youth that has gone through college and a young adult, my experience in Lexington has been really good. I grew up in central Ohio around a lot of violence. And coming down to Kentucky, my experience was, there was some violence that had started, but over the last decade, there's been a lot of efforts that have been put in place around specifically gun violence, especially for youth. And I feel like a lot of those efforts are going in the right direction. So I just want to say thank you to you guys and the impact that you have had in our community and the things that you are continuing to do for just the youth and kind of the direction that we're going in. So thank you.
The mic is still open, but I did want to jump in here and just insert, just for information purposes, so that you all that are here this evening are informed. The commission is comprised of 5 subcommittees. Mayor Gordon actually touched on some of those, but I want to make sure that you guys are clear in terms of the actual commission and how we're divided up into subcommittees to address disparities that may exist here in Lexington. The 5 subcommittee areas are health disparities, law enforcement, justice and accountability, housing and gentrification, as Brother Sunday mentioned, racial equality, and then education and economic opportunity. So those are the 5 areas that we focus on, and those actually came out of the original commission in 2020. And we continue to use those as our pillars and as our focus areas for the current commission as well. The mic is still open.
So is this just like us providing statements? Or can we ask questions? Can you all answer questions?
We can't really, we're not really, the goal is not to answer questions, but you can pose your question. We'd be more than happy to.
Well, I just wanted to know health disparities. I saw that on there. What is this commission doing to address that issue? I just don't know anything about it.
This is really not the forum to address that.
Okay.
But once again, we've noted your question, so we need to absolutely put that down as a note and make sure that we do more to inform our community about what the health disparities means as it relates to the work of the commission. did have a note down on my notes, and I do want to acknowledge our council member here. If you want to come up and share something with us this evening, I put you on the spot.
Good evening, everyone. I was always trained to have a speech in my back pocket because you never know when you're going to be called upon. So I want to thank you all for being here this evening. I was at the crossroads when this commission was formed by our mayor, and I'm excited that it is doing the work that the community needs it to do. So thank you all for being here. And please give the commission ideas, input about how they should form their recommendations, because ultimately they're going to put together their set of recommendations, and it's going to come before the mayor and it's going to come before city council for us to act upon. And so these town halls are very critical in getting the data and information from the community so they can form recommendations that will make true change in the community. So please give the commission members feedback, even after today, if you have more time to think about it and you think of something else. Please contact the commission. They meet every month as well. You can probably email the commissioners. You can email me if you want to. I'll be happy to receive those emails and pass that information along. We really want to make sure the commission has the evidence, the data, the input, so they can form some great recommendations that will help move our community forward. Even if it's just a few things that you can think of now that will give them enough input to do some more research and gather some more evidence. I think that would even be fruitful as well. So thank you all for being here. This is a very important commission to City Council, and so we are very supportive of the work we're doing, and we appreciate you all for being here and doing this work. Thank you.
The mic is still open, but I also want to acknowledge one of our fellow commissioners who is in the audience tonight. Wave your hand, Whitaker. Thank you for being here. The mic is still open. I was passed a note. We actually have 15 commissioner spots as far as the makeup of the RJEC. Currently, we're at 14. We're in the process now of filling that vacancy, but once again, just sharing information about the commission as a whole so that you walk away at least somewhat informed. But once again, 15 commissioners make up the RJEC, and currently we're at 14. Mic is still open. We'll go about another 10 minutes.
The mayor says I look okay to come up here, so. You all know, but I'm also one of the commissioners, and I'm also the president of the NAACP chapter here. And we pose questions to community members. In our meetings, I talk about the commission, how the NAACP and other groups can partner. So some of the questions that have come up in some of our meetings are definitely about all the different committees. But one of the main ones that keep coming up is creating a public equity dashboard for housing, employment, income, health, education, and how especially marginalized communities
can be a part of the decision-making process as opposed to just being on the back end receiving the information. Another one was, establish community accountability sessions. We kind of do some of that in our commission meetings where we have open meetings where people can come and participate and ask questions. But some of our NAACP constituents want to see that broadened for listening, reporting progress, how gathering feedback, and then reporting the outcomes to the community. This is something I've had discussions with Lexington Police Department too, where they have the information on their sites, but people have to really dig, and a lot of people think the information is not there or they can't find it because they feel that the governing bodies should be able to bring the information to the community. And then with the state of affairs going on with the hirings and firings with Fayette County Public Schools, with the national NAACP, we're doing an out of bounds campaign targeting specific states as they're trying to erase or silence our voice, and we won't have advocacy. A lot of people want to know about a state of racial equity report in Lexington. They specifically said in Kentucky, but I was like, I can go to, I'm also the assistant secretary for the state NAACP, so I can go to them about a Kentucky report, but want to know about the progress made, challenges, department, accountability, who benefits, who loses, who may be harmed by decisions that the council or the Lexington government makes. And then the other thing was create some type of community action team where that would include community people, and these teams will be centered around our 5 committees, health, education, economic opportunity. And the main thing was improved communication. I do that when I take things to our meetings, posting, talking to the state. We had a meeting for the Kentucky Center. I was appointed by the governor for the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage, talked about the committee and maybe trying to figure out ways that the group in Louisville can partner with the mayor and organizations in Lexington so everything is not Louisville centered to try to create better advocacy and more accountability. So these are some of the things that people have come to me as the NAACP president. But like you, I'm a commissioner, so I take these seriously enough. I've thought about a lot of some of these things too, but I just want to make you all aware. Thanks.
Danielle Savage.
Good evening, everyone. I just want this face.
Good face us.
This way? Okay. Excuse me, I didn't know I was supposed to be coming up so soon. And I apologize for missing maybe what was said earlier, but I do have a few concerns, and it's just regarding people as a whole. And I actually came up here with a kind of certain set of questions that I wanted to ask about housing and about homelessness and about this and about that. But the real question that I was, as I came in, I was sitting here thinking, like, at what point we bring love back? At what point can we bring kindness back? Can we bring those concepts back into the culture? Can we bring love into society as a whole? Because when we start to develop ourselves in the characteristics of love, everything that comes from it is going to be pure. Everything that develops within it is going to be profound and true. And so when we walk in truth, when we walk in the absoluteness of truth, we're taking those steps with integrity. We're taking our choices seriously. We're making those with integrity and honor and honesty. So I just want you all to reflect how one person, one smile can change the world for love. And if we again walk in love, we can change the world.
Once again, I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. The one thing that I do want to emphasize as part of this experience and as part of this exercise is I said 10 minutes. The people will wait to that last second. But come on.
I'm up here to make him feel. Now let him talk as he is working. We're on the board for Lex Arts also. I am actually the DEI chair for the Lex Arts, and one of the things, as a performing artist, as a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go on a tour where we're performing works written by enslaved ancestors, and we're going along the Underground Railroad, going up to Canada and all that. So that's the educational part, and we do have a Lexington Youth Arts Council. But one of the ways, I think I brought this up in the meeting maybe last year, how the commission can affect policy or recommendations that creates advocacy and equity in arts. And that's one of the things that we're doing, me as the DEI chair for that and Kamon. So I'm gonna let him, I had to force him to come up here, so.
Hi, I'm Kamon Moran, the Community Outreach Manager at Lex Arts. So I was a little hesitant. It's my first time here, and I just wanted to listen and see how kind of things go. What my goals here at Lex Arts is to really highlight the artists as well as our arts organizations here in Lexington and really build the connections between our arts sector. My main comment is how can the commission really look into the framework of the arts and create equity amongst our artists and organizations, as well as how can the city create partnerships with our arts organizations to really produce more storytelling amongst our artists, especially cultural artists in that way.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Monica Calleja. I'm a member of the Racial and Equity Committee. Also the founder of Casa de la Cultura Kentucky, a nonprofit that promotes the Latino culture. And we also promote the understanding between cultures. Thank you for being here. I think this city has an amazing community, but we always have a space for growth, and we need to understand each other and hear each other, what's gonna happen, what's happening in our community to better understand each other and better grow. So I think this is a great opportunity to hear about each other. I know sometimes we feel like we isolated and we feel like we don't being understood, but it's just miscommunication because in any community, we almost have the same problems and the same challenges. So thank you so much for being here.
Come on up here and sit with us. You can come on up too, since the mayor said you were dressed. You might as well come on up here as well. Sit in my chair. Come on up here. Once again, we appreciate everyone that's come out this evening. We appreciate the active engagement. I will take a deep breath right now because last time I got up, somebody else ended up coming up, so. Okay. All right, well, that concludes our listening session this evening. Now, one thing that I was wanting to emphasize before we adjourn this evening is we would like the opportunity as a commission to interact with those that have come. So if you would hang around, or if you choose to at least, I can't force you, of course, dinner may be on the stove, but if you choose to, we appreciate you hanging around for a few minutes and allow us to interact with you face to face. If you do have comments, questions that you did not feel comfortable asking on the public forum, we're more than happy to engage you. Also, I want to remind you about the color-coded cards. I mentioned the 5 subcommittees. Those are the 5 areas of concern. You can write your comment on the color-coded card and put it in the basket. Once again, thank you all for coming this evening, and that concludes our listening session for today. Our next listening session, August the 6th, same time, and it will be at the Marksbury Library on Rochelle Road. Thank you all for coming.